We recognize that the transformation of our economy from an oil-based economy to a non-oil economy presented the greatest opportunities for job creation in our land.
President Jonathan launches youth entrepreneurship platform to stimulate economy through the development of SMEs.
The Secretary General wished me to commend Mr. President, the other leaders of the political parties, and Nigerians as a whole for the maturity that has been demonstrated.
United Nations commends political class for maturity in the wake of political party campaigns and election postponement. Plus, Court of Appeal introduces new system to fast-track the processes of hearing and determining appeals. From Abuja, Nigeria's capital city, this is NTA's Network News Live. I'm Ibrahim Adra. Thank you for joining us. The federal government will continue to stimulate the economy through the development of small and medium enterprises, SMEs, as they represent 98% of the new jobs created in the economy by the present administration. President Goodluck Jonathan stated this at the launch of Youth Entrepreneurship Strategy in Abuja. State House correspondent Segun Lawole reports.
We are particularly excited that we are launching a broad-based public-private partnership called Youth Entrepreneurship Strategy that will redefine the way we engage and support the empowerment and employment of our young people.
The Youth Entrepreneurship Strategy provides Nigerian youths and women a single window to access all federal government empowerment and entrepreneurship programs, as well as job training and skills acquisition, thereby making the process of seeking and obtaining empowerment and support easy and uncomplicated. Data from the online portal known as ninet.com shows that Jonathan's administration has empowered and supported or educated 7,129,307 young Nigerians and women through a series of initiatives, including YouWin, Shopee, Agripreneurs, and Graduate Internship Program to tackle unemployment.
Let me remind you, ladies and gentlemen, that our administration took a number of unique steps to appropriately tackle this challenge. First, we recognize that the transformation of our economy from an oil-based economy to a non-oil economy presented the greatest opportunities for job creation in our land. And as a result, we embarked on diversifying our economy. Today, I am happy to report to Nigerians that this effort has yielded positive results with the creation of about 1.4 million jobs on average per annum for our young people. And we are working hard to improve on that, and our target is to create not less than 2 million jobs annually.
Although unemployment crisis is identified as the bane of the country's social security challenges, entrepreneurship development is widely accepted as part of the solution, in addition to every individual being a part of the solution.
Opportunity to encourage other Nigerians like Mr. Okoye to engage themselves in complementing the efforts of the government in creating jobs for youth.
We believe that those of you who have desired to run your own business but have had no money, no training, no skills, but have prayed for just a little help is on the way.
Beneficiaries of the various youth empowerment and entrepreneurship programs of the federal government shared their experiences as they motivated fellow youths to be self-reliant. The launch also witnessed the presentation and signing of the social contract with the youth by the president as it interacted with them. From the conference center, Presidential Villa, Abuja, Segun Lawole, NT News.
UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon has commended President Goodluck Jonathan and other leaders of political parties for the maturity demonstrated so far in the preparation towards a hate-free rescheduled general elections. The UN Secretary General gave the commendation in his message to President Jonathan on the rescheduled elections and the process so far. Again, here is Segun with the details.
United Nations Secretary General's Special Representative to West Africa, Muhammad Ibn Chambers, who delivered Ban Ki-moon's message, expressed joy that the postponement of the election has been accepted by all political parties and expected the extension to provide opportunity for more Nigerians to collect their permanent voter cards.
The Secretary General wished me to commend Mr. President, the other leaders of the political parties, and Nigerians as a whole for the maturity that has been demonstrated so far in this whole preparations towards general elections, which are now scheduled later in March. We saw, first of all, the primaries. There was a lot of speculation about how they would go. They transpired in a very calm and peaceful manner. The campaigns started, and again, Nigerians have demonstrated a lot of maturity in the general manner in which the campaigns have taken place. Naturally, in periods such as this, there will be heightened tension, there will be heightened rhetoric, but on the whole, we have seen very little violence associated with this process, and this is the same also with the postponement, where there was a lot of speculation about what will happen. So far, this process is proceeding in a calm, peaceful, and credible manner, and this is the wish, certainly of the UN, but also of many friends of Nigeria. It's our expectation that all will continue to exercise restraint and keep this process clean.
The United Nations is also solidly behind Nigeria in its fight against Boko Haram and assure that it will provide support and assistance in catering for the internally displaced persons.
Mr. President has the assurance of Secretary General for the recent initiative whereby the Lake Chad Basin Commission will be the platform to anchor the multinational task force which is being put in place. There will be the support of the United Nations through the Department of Peacekeeping to ensure that the concept of operation and planning and other activities to ensure a truly joint operational force with a clear command and control and unity of purpose among the contributing countries, the contributing troops from the different countries, that they all work as one and gear their efforts towards degrading and eliminating Boko Haram. And in this, you can count on the strong support of the United Nations. Mr. President has assured us that the full material and logistical support will be provided to NEMA, and the UN system and other partners will work with NEMA, and we hope that through our joint efforts we'll be able to bring some amelioration to the lives of the people who have been internally displaced as a result of the barbaric and cruel actions of Boko Haram terrorism.
In the State House.
Meanwhile, President Goodluck Jonathan will tomorrow host a special edition of a presidential media chat. During the program, which will be broadcast live on the network service of the NTA, FRCN and Voice of Nigeria, the president will answer questions from a panel of journalists on current national issues. A statement by the special advisor to the president on media and publicity, Reuben Abati, says all other television and radio stations may hook up to relay the program. The shift in the dates for the 2015 general elections from February 14 and 28, 2015 to March 28 and April 11 this year is still generating attention in the political arena. In this report, political correspondent Femi Johnson re-examines INEC chairman's speech and other issues revolving around the shift in the election dates.
One issue that has generated a lot of attention, anxiety and suspense within the political setting is the 2015 elections. It reached a climax when the INEC chairman, Professor Atairu Jega, shifted the dates in line with the prevailing circumstances and challenges that must be effectively tackled to ensure credibility. While addressing security challenges, other notable issues include the non-issuance of permanent voters' card to all registered Nigerians, training of ad hoc staff, and also the workability of the card readers introduced to address electoral malpractice.
Certainly, we will do everything possible to ensure that as many Nigerians as possible collect their cards. And in fact, at the end of this time period, it should be evident to everybody that anybody who has not collected his or her card is really not interested in participating in the election. So it's an opportunity for us to further improve the rate of collection.
For Nigeria to sustain its pride of place in the Committee of Nations on Electoral Matters and further improve on its credibility, some chairmen of political parties say when the registered voters are not disenfranchised, then we have full participation of Nigerians in the exercise. Already, 99% of permanent voters' cards have been printed, even though 66% have so far been collected, while 34% are yet to obtain their cards, representing about 26 million registered voters. In a recent discussion on Good Morning Nigeria, the resident electoral commissioner in Lagos State spoke on the issue of collection of permanent voters' cards.
The number of permanent voters' cards collected so far is about 2.7 million, and we still have a little over 2.8 million in our custody available for collection.
The overall figure of 26 million voters who are yet to collect their permanent voters card is the equivalent of the population of some countries in Africa and beyond. Countries like Cameroon, Togo, Senegal, Malawi, Niger, and Chad with less than 20 million population. The question now is, would it be fair to disenfranchise over 20 million registered voters when the extension could have taken care of their plight?
This time, we assure you, we are standing by you, that Mr. A will not take the vote of Mr. B. And for that reason, if more time is needed for us to do this, the statutory right to take that decision is INEC. The party leaders have advised him accordingly.
We want free, fair, credible election to be organized by INEC in a very peaceful atmosphere.
Independent National Electoral Commission say it must do all it can to earn more public trust by being fair, open and transparent. Besides the security challenges, INEC also says it also has a responsibility to conduct the election in a transparent and credible manner, which will be seen by all to be so. To further demonstrate INEC's resolve not to disenfranchise any registered voter, the Commission has extended the deadline for the collection of the permanent voters card by 4 more weeks. The exercise will now be on till March 8. The postponement, many believe, is for the overall benefit of democracy and within the confines of the law as enshrined in the Constitution. In Abuja, Femi Johnson, NTA News.
Well, still on the postponement of the general elections, latest reactions are coming from Nigerians in the United States. Correspondent Adeyemi Omojola Fatoba reports how they call on Nigerians to see the postponement as a blessing, which would enable the country prepare adequately for more credible polls. The report.
Describing INEC's decision to shift the election dates by 6 weeks as the right thing to do, speaker after speaker at the town hall meeting said it gives an opportunity to address issues that could have marred the elections if they were held as earlier scheduled.
Everyone needs their PVC to be able to be eligible to vote.
We must wait until it gets as good as it can get.
And as supporters of Goodluck Sambu for 4 more years, they said the gains of President Jonathan's transformation agenda are so enormous.
The most important thing that President Jonathan has done is to get other countries around the Boko Haram corridor to cooperate in this struggle.
And will make that country either united, cooperative, and be one of the best in the world.
For voting Jonathan, we are voting progress for the country.
From Maryland, Adeyemi Omojola Fatoba, NTA News.
Many thanks, Omojola. Now, the National Peace Committee for 2015 general election, headed by former head of state, General Abdul Salami Abubakar, has urged INEC to take advantage of the postponement of the election to enhance its preparedness for the polls. In a statement, General Abubakar commended INEC's decision for the postponement and the political parties for their understanding and enjoined them to continue to respect the Abuja Peace Accord. The former head of state also expressed gratitude to the international community for their commitment to the conduct of transparent and credible elections in Nigeria. In another development, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has been commended for keeping faith with the democratic process and giving every eligible Nigerian voter the opportunity to obtain his or her permanent voter card. The INEC-accredited Election Observer Group, the All Nigeria Nationals and Diaspora, said this at a media briefing in Abuja. Let's join Gabriel Odu for details.
In 2011, the All Nigerian Nationals in the Diaspora ANID was granted International Election Observer status by INEC and has been monitoring all elections in Nigeria.
Our strategies include direct lobbying, voters awareness programs with the aim of contributing to free, fair, and transparent electoral process in Nigeria.
We have a better and a more credible election and a safe Nigeria to be governed by whoever wins the election tomorrow.
Given what we saw in 2011 and the previous elections, there's a heightened awareness.
And it calls for caution by politicians to refrain from hate speech and keep faith with INEC and security agencies. In Abuja, Gabriel Udu, NTA News.
Well, still on the election postponement, we have live in the studio the Minister for State Works, Prince Adedayo Adeye. Honorable Minister, I'd like to thank you for joining us on the Network News.
Thank you for having me.
Now, the postponement has elicited reactions mixed from various people, both at home and abroad, now depending on where the people lean towards. I'd like to know, you are a member of the Federal Executive Council, a party man from the southwest of Nigeria. What are your thoughts on the postponement?
Well, I think anywhere in Nigeria, we really want peace and stability of this country. We support INEC decision to postpone the elections. The reasons are very clear. INEC said the security agencies will not guarantee the safety of voters during the elections. Even in the best of times, when we have the best of security, we note there are still incidences of violence here and there during general elections in Nigeria. I remember that even in my state, Ekiti State, last year, where there was only one state voting, the election was only in Ekiti State, there were still pockets of violence here and there. So if the security agencies are saying that they need a little bit more time to prepare so that they can guarantee the security of every voter going to the polling booth to vote, I think that is quite reasonable and should be supported by any well-meaning Nigerian who really want the peace and stability of Nigeria, who also want free, fair, and transparent elections.
Well, without a doubt, the extra time, so to speak, has afforded some kind of opportunity to both INEC, the political parties, and indeed the electorate. In specific times, what would you want to see these groups do at this time like this?
Well, I will say that INEC, as a major stakeholder, as the umpire, should really use this opportunity, the extra time, to put their acts together. They should, as a matter of fact, ensure that every eligible voter have their PVC. They should have better preparation, test all their car reading machines, ensure they are very good and they are in a very good condition. Ensure that all their ad hoc staff are well trained and prepared for the elections. Because from all indications, these preparations were never in place. They were not, INEC was not absolutely ready, contrary to the opinion of some of the leaders of INEC. So I expect that at least, even though are prepared, this is our opportunity to have better preparation, to have more, to have the opportunity to ensure better, free, fair, and transparent elections. And for the political parties, it's an opportunity to continue to canvass for their point of view among the Nigerian electorate. For me, for my party, the PDP, we continue to set the programs of the president, because the president has done a lot for the people of Nigeria in all aspects of life, in all areas.
Honorable Minister, as a seasoned journalist who has contributed to journalism practice in Nigeria in the past, tell me, what is your assessment of reportage of political activities in the country so far? Quickly now.
I think the Nigerian media is becoming highly divided. Let us be frank. There are some politicians who have used state resources to set up a very vast empire or a vast infrastructure for propaganda. And they are using it in this election, and you can see it. And I say they did it with totally state resources. I'm not afraid to say that. And that segment of the media, they are deciding, you can see the point of view they are propagating. Very divisive, very, very abusive in their reportage, and I would say very unprofessional. So, on the other hand, you have those like the NTA and some other media agencies that are true to their professional ethics, and I will encourage Nigerian journalists, please stick to your professional ethics. Nigeria belongs to all of us. Whether you are working for a newspaper or an organization established by a so-called political strongman who happen to have had access to state resources, you still have your conscience. Please be fair to all Nigerians. Be fair to all the political parties. Allow all contending views to have their place.
Honorable Minister, on that note, I'd like to thank you for talking to us on the Network News.
Thank you very much.
To have a great evening.
Thank you.
I've been speaking with Honorable Minister for State, Prince Adedayo Adeyeye. Now, the news still on politics. The PDP Presidential Campaign Organization has faulted the method of permanent voter cards distribution by INEC. The Director General of the campaign organization, Amadou Ali, said this while briefing journalists in Abuja. Let's join Ignatius Unko for the details.
The large number of uncollected permanent voter cards has continued to worry stakeholders as different theories have emerged for solution. The PDP Presidential Campaign Organization alleged that the distribution of the permanent voter cards may have been tampered with.
We are querying the INEC for some aberration in the distribution of PVCs. We hope that INEC will now use the extra time it has given itself to perfect its methodology.
The Director General observed that from all indications, INEC was not totally ready for the 14th and 28th February elections before the issue of security challenge came up.
Ballot boxes are reportedly inadequate. There are also reports that the PVC readers are not fully distributed and tested. How can INEC handle cases of faulty card readers, especially in remote areas? Do they have a credible plan B in situations where voters are lined up and the card readers refuse to work?
The sub-regional operation against Boko Haram has been described by the PDP campaign organization as a tremendous success. In Abuja, Ignatius Unko, NTA News.
The Deputy President of the Senate, Senator Ike Ekweremadu, has assured the people of his senatorial district that President Goodluck Jonathan and the governorship candidate of the People's Democratic Party in Enugu State would deliver their promises to Ndigbo and Enugu people respectively. He gave the assurance while addressing various communities in the Enugu West Senatorial District as part of his re-election campaign. The report.
Speaking at the rally, Senator Ekweremadu said most of the projects in the area, those commissioned and ongoing, are some of the dividends of the Jonathan administration.
The government can change the life of any community. So that's why I'm asking you to get people to vote for us. If you vote for us, these things will continue.
While appreciating his people for the rousing welcome, Senator Ekweremadu used the occasion to encourage his people to collect their permanent voters' card. He also commented on the postponement of the election's date.
So if we're going to hold the election in Nigeria, the whole world wants us to see a transparent, free and fair election. So if the postponement will guarantee that standard, I believe that it is the best to do.
The Deputy President of the Senate also commissioned and inspected some ongoing projects within the Enugu West Senatorial District of Enugu State.
Now, as part of a sensitization of supporters to conduct themselves in a peaceful manner despite the postponement of election dates, the APC Women Caucus is embarking on a non-violence election road show nationwide. Abdullah Garba-Kudu reports.
tagged Ethical Reorientation Philosophy for APC for a Greater Party and Nigeria, the women led by the national woman leader Hajia Rahmatu Tijani and the wife of the national chairman Victoria Odego Oyegun went round major roads in Abuja and all the way to Kefi, Nasarawa State. They joined in the call for supporters to remain calm and resolute to the party ideas.
It is a violence-free election we are talking about. We are talking to Nigerian women, we are talking to the women of all progressive Congress to be calm, to be patient, and to be the women they are. Actually, the theme of this is the restoration of our family value system. We are talking and appealing to Nigerians in general to shun violence, to give peace a chance.
We have to do a continuation of getting the women and, the populace to understand that the election is not now holding, but we have to keep pressing on, and we have to stay on course so that nobody gets demoralized.
The sensitization is to be taken to other parts of the country. In Abuja, Abdullahi Garba Kudu, NTA News.
Federal government set to deliver on its promise to sugarcane producers. All the details after the break.
I beg all fellow Nigerians to help me appeal to the head of state. If our mother is killed, there will be no other hope for us in the world.
Gloria Iyama, just 11. She and her sister Patience, 2 daughters from a proud, hard-working woman of Nigeria. A single mother, Gladys Iyama, taken from her daughters.
Please do not throw her for God's sake. Please, Daddy Buhari.
Unfairly tried by General Buhari, heartlessly put to death. 2 girls orphaned by a man who knows no mercy. General Buhari took their mother, took her voice. Make your voice heard.
On March 28th,
vote no to dictatorship. No to the man who shows no mercy. Vote for justice and compassion. Vote Goodluck Ebele Jonathan.
Under Goodluck Jonathan, electricity output has doubled.
Under Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, over 20,000 kilometers of new roads have been built.
Under Goodluck, we've laid the foundation for a better future.
Under Goodluck Jonathan, the railways have been upgraded, and now 3 million more Nigerians are traveling by the rail.
Under Goodluck, Nigeria is going forward.
Vote Goodluck.
Embracing life to the full means coming into contact with germs, which could mean facing some unexpected moments. Even family fun time is no sweat at all. That's because I use Dettol Re-Energize. It protects me and my family from everyday germs. With bursts of orange citrus, I end my day the way I started. Re-Energize.
Members of the Media and Publicity Committee of the PDP Presidential Campaign Organization are hereby invited to a short briefing session by the Directorate of Media and Publicity of the campaign organization. Date, Wednesday, February 11, 2015. Venue, Legacy House, Abuja. Time, 12 noon prompt. For further information, please contact Dr. Tehem Bashija on 0803-6941-759. Signed, Director of Media and Publicity, PDP Presidential Campaign Organization.
After Nigerians rejected him in the 2003, 2007 and 2011 presidential elections, the general broke down and wept. he vowed never to contest again.
This campaign is the third and last one for me, since after it, I will not present myself again for election into the office of the president.
But old failed ambitions never die. The same Nigerians are waiting for him. Sponsored by Fresh Focus.
Any tribe that rules has solid rules.
Rule number 1, friends stay close. Friends in the tribe, stay closer. Feel me?
Rule number 2, in the tribe, you always know what's up with Facebook, WhatsApp, BB, and Twitter. Guess what? It's free.
Rule number 3, there are no rules with SMS. It's endless. Yes, boss.
Rule number 4, enjoy very long conversations with that special someone.
Enjoy endless connections to your friends in Airtel Tribe with free calls, free WhatsApp, Twitter, Facebook, and BBM. You also enjoy up to 200% bonus on your recharges to call all networks. Migrate now by dialing *312# on Starter Live. Endless connections. Airtel Tribe.
It's the network news, and we thank you for staying with us. Nigeria's second highest court, the Court of Appeal, has introduced a new practice direction meant to fast-track the processes of hearing and determining appeals in the country. The new practice direction was presented to the public in Abuja. Judiciary correspondent Femi Okewo reports.
The average lifespan of any matter before this court is about 5 years, and that, in fact, is because we have 16 divisions of the Court of Appeal spread across the country. The new practice direction being presented is therefore meant to fast-track the processes and make it possible to have cases dispensed of in shorter time. At the public presentation of the new practice direction by the President of the Court of Appeal, along with the Chief Judge of the Federal High Court and FCT High Court, speakers praised the timing of the practice direction, saying it will help to decongest the appellate court.
Another beauty of this practice direction is that it empowers the court to so more to exercise these case management techniques, those enabling the court to abridge time.
The fortune of Nigeria lies squarely on the judiciary, and especially this time we're in the election period.
Other speakers, however, urged judges to take charge of their courts as not to allow lawyers to violate the direction. The new practice direction takes immediate effect. In Abuja, Femi Okewo, NTA News.
Minister of Agriculture Akinwumi Adesina says Nigeria and other nations must begin to prioritize development of her youth population for a self-reliant youth generation. Now the minister was speaking in line with the special focus on the youth as cornerstone of the France-African Partnership and Growth in Paris, France. Finance and economy correspondent Cliff Ayoze attended.
Emmanuel Macron, 36 years old, holds a doctorate degree and currently French Minister of the Economy. Jeremy Duarte, in his 30s, is Chief Executive Officer of Jumai, biggest e-commerce and online distribution outfit in Nigeria. They represent what youth with developed capacity could be.
We're a young Nigerian. I would spend a lot of time, reading on the internet about what the companies expect, training myself on calculus and math.
At the France-Africa Forum, the Minister of Agriculture, Akinwumi Adesina, championed the consensus view that the youth remain the keystone of the new partnership and growth in Africa.
Is to have what I would call skills enhancement zones. And these are vast zones that are like your economic, your export processing zones, where you can bring in a lot of people, coming out of universities. They spend about 4 to 5 months in these areas. They should be enabled with infrastructure, and they should be able to provide capacity building across all sectors.
In achieving the task, experts say nations must begin to develop the capacities of their youth, transiting from traditional education to the digital age in order to breed a self-reliant youth generation.
One of the main problems in Africa is the problem of capacity, and it's focused on capacity building. And this is very important for the development of Africa.
For this forum, investing in youth represents a gold mine, and not investing represents a time bomb. From Paris, Cliff Ayozie, NTA News.
And back here at home, the federal government is on the verge of delivering on a promise made to sugarcane farmers and outgrowers in Nigeria, following the completion of a large-scale sugarcane biofactory in Zaria. The factory is projected to impact on sugar production in Nigeria and enhance the fortunes of farmers in the subsector. Namdo Dipo tells us more.
President Goodluck Jonathan's big plan for the sugar industry becomes even more realistic with each step taken to actualize the National Sugar Master Plan. One integral component of the multifaceted strategy is the plan to provide a service structure for the country's growing sugar industry. And that is where the biofactory established by government in Samaru, Zaria comes to play.
So now we decided to leverage on technology to rapidly multiply cane seeds. The lab itself is finished, and we are hoping that soon, in the next few weeks, it will be commissioned.
The project will help achieve the goals envisaged by government by providing 1 million cane seeds per annum to farmers and outgrowers. Upon takeoff, the biofactory will bridge the gap between farmers and outgrowers in the area of supply of cane seeds. The ultimate goal is to reduce Nigeria's sugar imports bill by encouraging an atmosphere for enhanced production and improve the value chain process. In Abuja, Namdi Odipo, NTA News.
Many thanks, Namdi. Now, the nation's drive to join the League of 20 most developed economies of the world through technological advancement is receiving a boost at the Nigerian Army Institute of Technology and Environmental Studies, Makurdi in Benue State. This was when the Board of Governors met to set new technological-driven agenda for the institute. Now, NTA's Muhammad Abdulkadir, take a look at what the institute has and can do.
With a student population of over 3,000, the Nigerian Army Institute of Technology and Environmental Studies running 16 programs and 21 courses is no doubt expanding the frontier of knowledge in ICT, science and technology. Our catchment areas extend to 6 geopolitical zones of the country with 75% enrollment policy for the civil populace and 25% for the military personnel.
The essence is to contribute good quality manpower.
We give aid to the civil authority, and we can only give that aid if called upon to do that.
We are making all efforts to make sure that TED Fund comes to our aid.
Meanwhile, the 10-man board of governors of the institution at its meeting resolved to deepen the nation's technological know-how.
The Nigerian Army Institute of Technology and Environmental Studies, which was established since 2001, gained our autonomy from the Nigerian Army School of Military Engineering in 2010. From NITE's campus, Makurdi, Benue State, Muhammad Abdul Kadri, NTA News.
Fidelity Bank PLC says it is committed to partnering with relevant institutions that support the development of small and medium-scale enterprises. The Managing Director of the bank, Nnamdi Okonkwo, disclosed this in Lagos. And the Minister of Trade and Investment, Olusegun Aganga, featured as guest on the Fidelity SME Forum, a radio program of the Inspiration FM station in Lagos. Ken Egwelugwe reports.
Program is a weekly radio program sponsored by Fidelity Bank PLC. It is a knowledge-sharing platform meant to equip aspiring and existing entrepreneurs with information and ideas on how to set up and grow their business to a desired level. The Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, Olusegun Aganga, was a guest on this week's edition of the program. While speaking on building an enable environment for SME, the role of policy and people, the minister gave insight on government strategies on how SMEs can have access to funds and markets.
You know about the 220 billion CBN fund. We realized that commercial banks were not getting enough of it. We knew that it wasn't reaching the micros enough. We started coming to work with CBN, and I must say that CBN was very, very proactive and supportive, and say, how do we make it easier for the microfinance institutions, for the commercial banks, and of course the SMEs to access this money? And already we've made some changes to it already, and we're seeing increase in terms of access to this fund.
The Managing Director, Fidelity Bank PLC, Nnamdi Okonkwo, explained that the bank's support for SME is based on the need for the bank to help facilitate the growth of Nigerian entrepreneurs.
We will continue to support the real sector. We will continue to support SMEs. It's a risky sector to support, but we're not doing it planlessly. We have a well thought out strategy on how to bank SMEs, and we will continue to do that.
In Lagos, Ken Igbeluge, NTA News.
Still in Lagos, 20 lucky winners were presented with 1 million naira each in the ongoing Glow Overload promo. John Batiman reports that the event took place at Yaba Market in Lagos.
The winners are the second batch in the series of the ongoing Glow Overload promo. All they did to be this lucky was to recharge with as little as 200 naira. In the process, apart from winning the cash prize, they also got 40% bonus in airtime and data. Globocam State Manager for Lagos says 80 more Nigerians are to win 1 million naira each before the promo comes to an end.
We've given out 41 million naira. We have 80 subscribers to go. So all you have to do is dial star 200 hash, and you have an opportunity to win 1 million naira.
This is one way, that is for service providers to make sure that they enjoy the loyalty of their customers, to excite their customers and acquire more customers.
For this set of winners, this is coming at the right time.
I feel happy. I rejoice in my heart and I glorify my God Almighty.
By the time I received the prize, really, really excited.
I was so happy. I didn't believe this, that they were. Well, the day they called me, I was afraid maybe it's 419 that called me. But I came here, that I see is true. I'm very, very happy.
The event was witnessed by officials from the Nigerian Communications Commission and Glow ambassadors. In Lagos, John Batiman, NTA News.
Time now for more messages. When we come back, we'll bring you business news.
From the north to the south, from the east to the west, there's a sound all around, a mighty voice to be heard. Everybody's crying out. Can you hear the mighty shout? It's a call from the fatherland for the man who is right. Good luck, Jonathan.
Immediately following the 2011 presidential election, the supporters of the opposition candidate of the Congress for Progressive Change, CPC, General Muhammadu Buhari, took to the streets in protest of Jonathan's victory. Violence erupted in the North and in the Middle Belt states, directed towards local grievances and political targets, resulting in loss of lives, property damage, and restriction of movement. The election sparked riots in northern Nigeria and in the following months. Up to 1,000 people are said to have died as a result of post-election violence. But here is where it all started from. Watch and listen to General Muhammadu Buhari as he incites the crowd during a campaign in Minna before the 2011 elections held.
Already unfamiliar faces, worn out places, worn out faces, bright and early for the daily.
Anybody who stops you, kill them. Anybody who stops you, kill them. The wreck and damage was massive and the pains were unbearable. As you will see from the recording, the outcries and lamentations of the victims, especially Christians who were persecuted and shattered as a result of violence that was unleashed on them by Buhari supporters for being perceived to have voted Goodluck Jonathan into power. Listen to these chilling remarks. First, the Muslims were alleged to have carried out the attack on the Christians, Southerners, and northern minority populace.
They are representing the Muslim faith, but that is not what we want. We worship God. Christianity is for peace, and God says vengeance is mine, and that is why we are not ready to take vengeance. We leave vengeance for God to take for us. We are not going to fight, and we are advised our men not to fight.
But even Muslims who were thought to be sympathizers were not spared, as they also suffered heavy casualties due to the violence of Buhari's angry supporters. Several churches were burnt as Christians were the primary target. It appeared no end was in sight, as several other reports suggested that Christians indeed were the primary targets of the attacks, as several international groups joined to alert the world to the wickedness perpetrated by the elections rioters. Particularly disturbing was the account of a youth couple who was among the 10 others killed in the act of violence. The court member Ikechukwu Okioma, whose last Facebook post was a day before he was killed by the violent Buhari supporters, read as follows: "Now wow, these CPC supporters would have killed me yesterday. See Tretu. Even after forcing underage voters on me, they wanted me to give them the remaining ballot papers to thumbprint. Thank God for the police, and I am happy I could stand for God and my nation." To all core members who stood despite these threats, especially in the north, bravo, Nigeria, our change has come. Yet, General Buhari has not made a statement to condemn or reach out to the families of these slain heroes of our democracy. General Buhari is such a bad loser. Several human rights groups and organizations have petitioned the International Criminal Court of Justice to bring General Buhari to book, as several reports have indicted the APC presidential candidate for his role in the violence that killed, maimed, and displaced thousands of people.
Nigerian human rights groups asked the International Criminal Court to bring charges against Nigerian presidential candidate Muhammadu Buhari.
To avoid a similar situation in 2015, a conference of peaceful election was organized. Under the instructions of President Goodluck Jonathan, the Office of the National Security Advisor convened the Abuja Peace Accord, where easygoing President Jonathan and General Buhari were compelled to sign the peace declaration. Just after signing the peace accord, General Buhari's supporters are on rampage again, this time before the elections, as several reports of violent acts and indiscriminate attacks on the PDP and President Jonathan's campaign in particular. Numerous accounts have emerged from the stoning of the president's convoy in 4 northern states of Katsina, Bauchi, Adamawa, and Taraba, to a recent bomb blast in Gombe, 200 meters away from the venue of President Jonathan's campaign rally, by suspected opposition elements allegedly sympathetic to General Buhari's party. In Plateau, President Jonathan's campaign assets were burnt and vandalized by youths chanting, "Baba Buhari, say Buhari Oyoyo." We cannot forget the ugly episodes of the 2011 post-election violence, but even as we put it behind us, we need to draw the attention of Nigerians to the fact that General Buhari supporters are still threatening to kill, maim, and destroy should they lose the elections. This desperation is condemnable, and Nigerians will not be blackmailed or threatened to vote for General Buhari, who still has the blood of the slain mother and innocent child, the young couples, and the Christian martyrs on his hands. This is an appeal to General Buhari, who is still threatening that the dogs and the baboons would all be soaked in blood when he loses. This message is brought to you by the Initiative for Peaceful Elections. Vote wisely.
Political rallies have slowed down in the wake of election postponement, but there are some groups that benefited during the increased economic activities during those rallies. Chazala Meki on Business News takes the story from here.
Good evening and a warm welcome to Business Segment. One of the common features at political rallies is the use of Nigerian fabrics to make party uniforms and souvenirs. This is aside the common t-shirts and face caps and other accessories. As politicians crisscross the length and breadth of Nigeria, they try to identify with the peculiarities of their host community. Investigations by Business News reveal that this is having a positive impact on the people's lives as the sellers of such fabrics and souvenirs are smiling to the banks.
In this election, we have printed poster, a lot of poster for APC, for PDP.
Those people that have contacts, those people that are in political parties, like we have some people that are in political parties, PDP, ACL, do they give their customers?
Because of PDP and the APC, we are working for them. We are working for their muffler. At least because of them, we are busy for now.
Well, whichever way one looks at it, observers say apart from making party rallies colorful, it brings unity among supporters and definitely has impact on the nation's economy. And next is trading figures on the floor of the Nigerian Stock Exchange. And that's it on Business Tonight. I am Chiazala Meki. The news continues.
Many thanks indeed, Chiazala. Nigerian rural dwellers will soon begin to carry out financial transactions at the Nigerian Postal Service, NIPOST offices across the nation. This is because the Nigerian communication satellite, NICOMSAT, has struck a deal with NIPOST to roll out financial inclusion program as a way of expanding the operational base of the national mail carrier. Kyrian Umayo was at Kubwa Postal Office, where the first financial transaction was undertaken using internet connectivity.
Local government areas of the country. The idea is to provide access to affordable financial services to rural dwellers whose prosperity will boost the nation's overall economy.
We are in the ICT age, and the Federal Minister of Communication Technology has been repositioned to take the front line.
We have resources, and finally we're so happy that with KA we can go to the rural areas because it's cheaper.
The IT coming is a big plus to the postal administration worldwide, not only in Nigerian Postal Service.
NICOMSAT is poised to achieve its objectives.
The One Network team of the program is committed to creating a single network to be shared by structured agent locations for the provision of financial and citizens' benefit services nationwide. In Abuja, Kyrian Umayo, NTA News.
Up ahead, global tidbits and some sports stories when we come back.
He's a man with ability, very good accountability, leader with integrity, making life better for you and me, hey. Good luck, Jonathan, now the man, yeah. Oh, yeah, join us, make you see how the power to be.
Good luck, Ebele Jonathan.
The postponement of the 2015 election dates to March 28th and April 11th is the focus on NTA Tuesday Live this week. Join us on Tuesday Live for answers as a team of experts x-ray the issues at stake. Tuesday Live, informative, educative and engaging. Don't be told, Join us.
The Industrial Training Fund is the formal skills training and development organization in Nigeria with a network of 39 offices bringing training services to the doorsteps of industries across Nigeria to arm Nigerians with employable skills targeted at creating jobs, generating wealth and diversifying the economy. ITF has trained millions of Nigerians in different trade areas and partners with the organized private sector.